Uh, Good morning, everybody. This is day two of C programming related to strings. Last class, actually, I taught about what is a string, how to define a string, and then how to store a string, because C always stores string as a series of characters. So how to make use of character array to store the string, and what will be at the end of the string, though we don't enter a null character, automatically C compiler will put a null character at the end. And then how to not to consider null character when we want to print. So there are a lot of functions related to input and output of these strings, though basically there is no direct support for the string. Scanf, we know that scanf and printf are the two input output statements, so which are the basic input output functions, and scanf will also support in reading these strings, so by providing percentage f percentage s, so which is nothing but actually for dealing with the strings. At the same time, even printf also will support this percentage s, so that it can print it on the monitor. But there are other two most important functions which we generally make use of while we dealing with strings, that is getS and putS. So getS is get string, and then putS is put string on the monitor. So that means these two alternatively will do, and we have already seen what is the limitation of scanf function, because as soon as it encounters, it can only read a single word but not multi-worded string. As soon as it encounters a space or anything else other than a word, automatically it terminates. But getS is capable of reading a multi-worded string. That is the capability we have seen. Even it is same while printing also. Then we have already seen how to extend the capability of scanf and all the things. But most important thing in dealing with the strings in C is to use lot of library functions which are provided, built-in library function to deal with string. One is just to find out what is the length of the string. When I say length of the string, excluding this null character, that means whatever we input through keyboard will be considered as the string or the word. So and number of characters in that word, whatever we enter before we hit enter, so will be counted for the length of the string. So I will show you a program using this library function, how to make use of this particular library function to calculate the length of the string, because it's very important when we have to deal with the a particular string, or even it may be a sentence. So the entire sentence can consist of characters, alphabetical characters or numerical characters, which are entered as characters only. Numerical numbers can also be characters if we define it as a character, and then including spaces, maybe blank or maybe tab spaces or vertical, horizontal, etc. So these are all stored inside the computer as characters only, and there will be associated ASCII characters. So this is very important. Knowing about how computer actually stores inside that is very vital. So what I do is I will start with a simple program, so where I can read a string from the keyboard and then find out what is the length of the word, and then I will also show the same program, so without using the library function. That means can we make use of any other algorithm to find out, or what is algorithm? Basically it's a way to solve any given problem. So you can write your own way. If you know the elements of the programming, if the basic is strong, if you have understood how to deal with the characters inside a string, so you can do so very easily. I will show you it is very easy. It's not really big stuff. So first of all, what I need is to store a string, I need a character data type, and I need an array. Okay, so how to define? A is the array I am considering, so I can specify what is the size. That means it can actually take a maximum of 20 characters, and then so I need to have the length. For example, so length always will be an integer, so I can say L, so or even len for that matter. So this is a variable I need, and I can directly calculate what is the length. So these two variables are enough. One is character array for storing the string, and the other one is to find out the length and displaying it. So we need an integer variable called len or simply l, whatever it is. So then I would like to clear the screen, and immediately actually you can simply compile and see whether there are any errors, because if this system is having any error, immediately it will port that error. So then you can make sure that the system is not having any system error or any basic error, because there are no really big statements where I can really make a mistake. Move on to this particular program. What I need is now I need to input a string now. So I have to tell a statement or print a statement on the computer, the monitor, stating that you have to input a string. So that now I make use of simple function like puts, so which actually prints something on the screen, and whatever we want to put should be within the double quotes. So we can say enter a string. So that's it. And see, I can compile and even check whether this is okay or not. So how to see that? Alt F5 is the output screen. So instead of that, always we can always override this or stop this output screen. So by a get ch function, that's how we make this. Anyway, so when I say enter a string, I have to get it from the keyboard, because I am going to enter through keyboard. So what is the function? Function is getS. So getS will get you the string whatever you enter. So here I have to simply specify the variable name, whatever the variable string variable name. What is the string variable name here? So it is nothing but a. So because it's an array, so which can take up to 20 characters. So within that you have to enter. So getS, and inside the parenthesis, if you supply the parameter a, so whatever you enter will get into character array a. So this is what it does. So once it does, so now it is stored. So say that when you execute and enter a string, it is going to store in a. Now I want to actually get the length of the character array a. So how to get? So I just want to make use of string length. How to remember that? So str is the always these three characters will be prefixed for any library function related to string, and you should also see that string.h is always included in a as a preprocessor directive, because the prototype of this particular library function always will be there in string.h. So otherwise it may not work. So and definitely it will not work, because we are making use of some library function with respect to that particular .h file. Anyway, so string length of what? String length of the array. So the character array. So that is nothing but a. So then it actually returns after counting. So it returns a value. So that I want to store in a variable called len, that is length, which I have already defined that. So that means this will do the trick. That means so string length will get the number of characters, and then that will put into the memory variable len. So once it is stored, so now computer will never do after string. Whatever you tell, it will do. That's all. Okay. So we should know how to tell the computer. So that means CPU to display it or take it from the keyboard or process it. All such things we have to tell, because it's a dumb machine. So we are intelligent, I hope. That is why we need to tell the computer that do this, do that, like that. If you stop somewhere, if you make an error, if any error is actually porting with the system, unless and until it is a system error, so most likely it will be human error. So that is why we should be capable of understanding how a computer works, how it processes. All such things are very, very vital when we write a program. And to be a good program, you should always make error and then see that how computer try to understand. And then once you get friendly with the computer or the environment, probably you can be a better program. That is what I understand. So commit mistakes, and that is the best way to learn, because all possibilities will be there in front of you. Anyway, so this previous statement length is equal to string length of a. So we'll get you the string length, and now what I want is I want to simply print. So you can say puts. So puts, or you can even use for that matter printf also. So puts, what is that length? Or so you can even suppose let me, because you are already familiar with printf, so I will show you how to do that. So printf, so the length of the string is %d, So and then double quote, comma. So what is the variable? It is len. So it is like this. So even you can print what is the word. So if you want to print that, the length of the string, or you can say instead of string I can say percentage s. So I would like to print the first variable is going to have a comma len. So that's it. So I think better we save this because always it's better to save whenever we edit. So ed2 I think. Okay, right. So compile. Okay, it's success, and then run. Enter a string. So what do I enter? So let me enter something interesting. Okay, Bill Gates. Bill, just enter. So the length of the bill is 4. It's good. Okay. Suppose if I enter something like this, Bill Gates. If you count, so Bill is having already 4, and then Gates it is 5. So 5 plus 4, 9, but it's telling 10 because there is a space in between. Even space is a character. So that is why you need to be very careful about how to deal with including spaces, because for space for us it is not a matter of concern. We know that in English always there should be one space between two words, but sometimes we may leave 5 spaces or 6 spaces. Thinking that okay, it does not matter, it looks nice like that, but grammatically it is incorrect to leave more than one space. So that is what the computer thinks or the compiler thinks over here. So if there are more spaces, then it counts how many spaces you have left out, so in between the word. This is how it can be done. So I hope you have understood how to write a simple program using a library function to calculate the length of the given word or string, whatever you call, right. Even if you type a sentence for that matter, it will get you all the number of characters involved in that sentence, including spaces and whatever the extra characters. So until it meets the null character, excluding null character. So what I do is I will show you now. So what is the part? So the declaration part and the input part, everything is okay, and calculating the length of the string is very important. Sometimes you see initially when I executed for the first time, I entered only Bill. Next time I entered Bill Gates. So that means my thinking is totally different. It is unpredictable. So that means I can enter a statement or a sentence, whatever you call, or even a single word which is having only 4 characters or 11 characters, etc., etc. So then our program should be able to enter. So for all such possibilities, that means whenever we do not know what is in store for you, in the sense this program, what is in store for the program, how to calculate the length of the string, so is unpredictable. Whenever there is an unpredictability, so always what you have to do is you have to go for what I say is the while loop. So because we have to check, we know the string is basically a series of characters. So we have to count characters by character. So when we want to count character by character, always we have to go through a loop. Okay. So whether it is number or a character, always go through a loop. So how to understand? So we know that Bill Gates. Okay, BILL and then space and then Gates. So keep counting from B until the end of the string. What is the end of the string? Basically, when Bill Gates is stored or Bill is stored, the last character we know that it is null character. So but it is not displayed over here, but we know that internally this null character always will be there. So then excluding that, so we have to count. So that means, so what is the character array which is storing our string? So that is A. So then I need to have a counter. So I have to put I. So anyway I have not declared, I will declare once I start making use of this. So A of I, that means a character array. Anyway let me insert integer, because it's an integer character array A. So is having some string, and the start point of that will be where I is equal to 0. So this is very important, because it has to start from the first value. First value always will be stored at 0. So A of I means A of 0. So from the beginning, so that means from B if it is Bill, and then go on counting the characters until it is not equal to a null character. So that means the last character. So excluding that means it gets terminated, this loop gets terminated. Okay, so do something. So whatever I tell or write within the two braces. This is what I hope you have understood. So initially we have counter value 0. So that means it is used for counting. That means moving from one character to another character until a of I means the character array is not equal to, I mean whatever the I is pointing to the null character, then terminate. So what I do? So I have to keep counting. What is that count? So we know that we have already used length as the variable. So initially that also should be 0. So that is very, very important. And if you don't put 0 over here, so then probably some garbage value will be there, and then from there it starts counting. So length plus plus. So that means length is equal to length plus 1. So that's what I mean. It's whether you pre-increment or post-increment, it does not matter over here. So because it is not being assigned to any other variable. So at the same time, so it should also increment the counter. So that means it should go to next character. This is a simple thing. So it is like, for example, if you are standing in a string, so think that all these characters are in front of you as an object. So stand in front of the first object, then go to next object, then go to next object, like that until you find the length end of the objects. So here objects are nothing but characters. In real world also you can imagine. So always imagination will do a great help for you. So in understanding these program. So and after that I can simply print. Actually I should not have deleted that anyway. So the length of percentage S is percentage D. So I have to put, so what is A and then what is length. I hope this will do. Right, save this and then compile. If there are any errors, nothing to worry about it. Actually we can debug, we get a chance to learn better. That is what I understand. Everybody should do that. Suppose when students work with programs, they get a lot of errors. That's what I say. So and always don't panic. So be cool. That is why you do one thing one step at a time and then try to compile. So don't write entire program once and then try to compile. Because you do not know how many errors you have actually incorporated into your program. So that is why write a statement, write on declaration, write a processing statement, write an input statement, output statement, like that. So as you keep writing and then keep compiling and see the output, so you will have a better chance to go to the end of the program without any possible errors, or errors can be minimized. And then let me run this. So enter a string. So simply I enter bill. So length of the bill is 4. So it is working fine. So that means we have not used any string length function, and yet we are able to do that. So let me run once again, and now say Bill Gates. Now it is 10. It's also working fine. So that means we have successfully written a program which can actually calculate the length of the string. So using library function as well as without using a library function. I hope you are following. So what we do is we take up something very interesting. So the next one is copy. So it means how to copy a particular string into another location. So we need to have two arrays. Okay, so to copy that, one array for receiving original string and another array for placing it or a copy of it into another array. So we need two arrays, and then the function related to that is string copy, CPY. So let me use that. So what I do is I will delete this portion, or let me save this as ed3. Okay, and then again I write into ed4. Okay, so I make a change over here. So this part is okay. Right. So do I need to copy this, all these things? I don't think it is not necessary. What I need is I need two arrays. So comma I say B. It's very simple. Let it be always simple, unless it does not matter how to remember a particular variable like that. So we have two character arrays here, A and B, having 20 characters each. that means they are capable of storing 20 characters or 20 alphabets, anything for that matter. Then, so what I need to do is I need to enter a string over here. So I can simply enter a string, and then it will get and store it into the character array A. Then how to do that? So always there will be a syntax. Okay, so what is that syntax? Simply I will just type and I will delete that. So what is the syntax of this particular string copy? strcpy is the function, and it will have two parameter. So when what is the parameter? It is nothing but destination comma the source. Okay, or you can say target and then source, like that. So that means the first one will be the target and the second parameter will be the source. So what I do is, see here, what is the target? Target is B, and what is the source? Source is A. So this is the syntax. This is what I have to do. Then you know that enter a string, enter a string, put s, that means it will print a statement, and then this get s will get you the string, and then what it does, it has to do the string copy. So from A to B it will transfer, it will duplicate and keep it. It is like xeroxing. So make a copy of whatever I enter, and then it has to put it onto the screen. So put s the original string, whatever it is. Let me use printf statement. The original string is, or simply original string. So percentage s and then comma. So what is the original string? A, and then I can make a copy of it. These are all editing functionality which is built into this. So this is copied string. Both should be one and the same, right? Okay, save this. So I hope this should work. Enter a string, Bangalore. Okay, so I have to use it's printing fine, but it should be printed with a new line character, so that it is better with okay, save this and then compile. Enter a string. Okay, this time Mysore. Bangalore will not work. So Mysore, the original string is Mysore and the copy string is Mysore. Okay, it's working fine. I hope this is very easy, pretty simple. And you know that what I want to do, so without using a string function, is this particular part. So that means string copy is doing all the trick for us, correct? So now I have to replace this with my own code. How to do that? You know that once you receive the character, what you should do is you should keep picking up character by character from array A, and then putting that into for example, you pick up say M from Mysore, that is from A of 0, and then that should go to B of 0. So put that into B of 0. That means you can simply write a statement like B of I is equal to A of I. So as long as this the character A, character array A, so is not going to be terminated. So once it reaches the end of that, until then you keep doing this. That means, so we do not know what is the length. Always we have to use while command, while loop. So what is that while? So because it depends on, for example, if I ask somebody to transfer 5 items from this room to next room, so then always it is number of items in this room. So until you get shifted all the items to the next room, so it is only that is what matters. That means 5 items should be shifted. Once the 5 items are over, then you should stop. There are no items to be shifted. So in the same way, A of I, if A of I, so what is that A of I? A of I is the array which consists of is not reaching the end of the null character. So that means that is the end of the string. So you put null character at the end. So anyway, now we need I hope we need int I. which is a counter, and before you start while loop, always it should be any counter that we are using always should be initialized with whatever the value, because it can be anything, it need not be always 0 like that. Okay, it depends on the situation. So while a of I so is not equal to null character, keep doing this. What I do, I have to pick up from a. What do I pick up? So I have to pick up a of I. So that means, so whatever the value. So where should I put it? I have to put it into b of I. Correct? So that means, so b of I is equal to a of I. So this is what I. Whenever I picked up the first object and put it onto the next room. That means from a I picked up and assign it to b. After doing so, I have to go to next item. So when how do I go? So it is always I plus plus. That means update the counter. So it's very pretty simple. Okay, 5 items are gone. Okay, I shifted all 5 items. Say all characters I shifted from A to B. Then you know that every string variable has to be terminated so with a null character at the end. That means when will this particular a of I will come out, I mean this loop will come out. So what is the value of I? So only after picking up and putting it, copying it into the next. So definitely it will have the next position. That means there are no items. So then what is that item? That location, it is b of I. So that we have to take care of inserting that null character. So there, because always every string should be terminated by a null character. This is what we intend to do that. So once you do that, nothing wrong in it, and you can print the original string and the copy string like this. So just save. So and then compile and then run. Enter a string bill. The original string is bill and then copy string is bill. Okay. Okay. Oh, it has crossed the limit. So that is why there was only 20, I think 20 characters. I went beyond the 20 character. So now what I do is I will simply because it is hanging, what I do is I will just close this and then restart. Anyway, I have a chance to show you that how to set up or start under DOS. So you know that I use always a DOS box. Run this. I have loaded. Okay, here you have to give mount command, and then D is the drive, and D colon turbo C2 is the path. Then log on to D drive, then type TC and hit enter. Okay, so how to load that? Say F3 and then I think ED4. Okay, right. Anyway, I've shown you that without using a string function, we can actually copy one string to other string. So string copy is very interesting function. We have seen with and without that particular function. Then, so we can also do what is called as concatenation. What is concatenation? Concatenation is simply appending. So one string to another string. Suppose you want to add a word, so at the end of that we can always do that. So concatenation. Anyway, so using library function we can do that. So I will show you how to do this quickly. I will show you any program for that matter. So all library function can be done without using library function. I mean the functionality whatever it does, so we can do without that. So instead of string copy, so what I do is string cat. Okay, string cat. So here also for example, what I do is I will simply interchange this for a better understanding. So A is the first string and B is the second string. So these two strings can be combined. So for example, Bangalore is the first string, and then if city is the second string, so then automatically you can combine these two, make it as Bangalore city. Okay, so you can directly print out, so using puts function. So I will show you. We need two strings, so A and B. we don't need third string because we are not going to make a copy of it. Directly we want to combine and print it. Enter a string or enter say first string. I will make a copy of this. Enter second string, and then here you have to take care that it is going to be inside B. Okay, so just save it. So that means it can read. Let me simply compile whether it is okay or not and then try out. So say Bangalore and then enter second string, so city. Okay, it is able to, okay, so that actually I have to remove this. I don't want this, right. So it is working fine. Now what we have to do is we have to use string cat. So this function strcat is the function. What are the two arrays we want to combine? A and B. So A with B, or we can simply say A with B, and this should be displayed directly. We can say excuse me, so put S. So that means try to put by combining these two. That's what I mean. So this is what the statement tells. So save this and then compile. So enter Bangalore and say city. Can you see here? So Bangalore city. Suppose I entered Bangalore. You know that Bangalore is one word and city is another word. Sir, it is combining both these words. There is no space in between. So then it is a simple trick. So you have to take care of while entering. So Bangalore, and then when you enter city, leave one space and then type city. That's all. Because space is also a character. So because you are not left out any space, then automatically it combines both and then puts into the screen. So you can see that Bangalore city. So now Bangalore city. So both are okay. Now we have understood how to combine the two strings and writing onto the monitor. So it's a library function, fantastic library function. But can we do so without this particular function? Are we able to do on our own? So how to do that? So definitely we can do. So think that there is an array A and whatever might be the length. So how do you find out the end of the string? So always when we find the null character, okay, from that point onwards we have to start writing the another array. So whatever the array B, so array B should start at that point. So that means we have to get the length of the first string and go to the end of the string and then start writing the second string. That is the trick between. So you here both input first string and second string are all one and the same. Then once you have this, so what you do is you need to have this length. Okay, what I do is I will say length. You have to get the length, but here I have to make use of somehow. I have to make use of length. How to find out the string length? So what length you need? So you need to have, for example, A is one and B is another one, and then directly you have to combine and then. So for that matter, what I do is A I will make it bigger. So let it be say 40, because it need to have more space. It is like accommodating somebody else with some other location. That means so try to put one thing into another thing where it is need to, if A is a box and B is another box which is having something, and how to put that B into A. So A should have some space, more space than B. So that is why we need to declare bigger this thing. So or vice versa, you can do anything, A into B or B into A, whatever it is. It's as per your requirement. So now once you, this I do not want anyway. We are writing a program, mean concatenation without using a string function, correct? Right. So we have to calculate the length. How do you calculate the length? We have a function called string length. So and then what is the parameter or the syntax? syntax is pass A, because A is the original string, I mean the first string to which we are going to add B. So first find out string length of A and then store it in a variable. So when you do that, what you need to do is you need to find out. So how long you are going to, once you have the length, then you need to copy that, I mean character by character. Always deal every string in terms of character by character. So we do not know what is the length of the the characters in B, array B. So that we have to always take care of. So B, as long as B of I is not equal to null character, keep doing this, correct? So we have to find out length of the string A, okay, and where do we want to copy all these, I mean the characters from B? So we want to copy it to A. So all B must be copied to A, but there is a trick over here, okay. So where do we start actually from copying it? We have to copy it which is having a length L. Suppose if A is 4 characters, then L will be 4. So what is that 4? 4 always will be, it always starts with 0, okay, it always starts with 0. 0 to 3 is 4 characters. So when I say L, so that means it will go to the length, I mean the number of steps. So A of L, and then so plus I. So what is I? I initially should be 0. We know that I should be initialized to 0, okay. So A of L plus I should be assigned with B of I. That's very, very important. And then after that I should be updated. That means every step you have to copy one character from B into A, and at the end of the loop, so you know that again it should be assigned with A of L plus, because this is very, very important, L plus I. So because always we should not access A part, we should not overwrite any part, A part. So whatever the length L, that should be safeguarded. Only from there onwards you have to keep moving towards right. So should be assigned with anyway. So if there is a feature which I can enable to, I mean I am unable to write it on the board, then it would have been better, but it is not here anyway. So that is why I am explaining, try to catch up with that. So A of L plus I is assigned with null character. Now you can say that concatenated string, whatever the string, say printf. So concatenated string is percentage S. So it is A, simply A. That should be done with so save this, compile this. What is the error? Undefined symbol. Yes, L is not L, it is not L, okay, LEN. Okay, here also one more LEN. Save this, it's okay. Bangalore, second string, okay, I will leave space, city, yes, done. So concatenated string is Bangalore city. So you can see that here, coming back to the program, so what I am doing is just try to understand. I am declaring two array variables, character array variables, which can store 2 words, or for that matter, or 2 strings, and then I have 2 integer variables called I and length. So for I as a counter, and length is for storing the length of the one of the string, that is the original string. So enter first string, it's a message on the monitor, and then getS of A. So that means this getS function will actually read a string and then puts into array A. Similarly it does the second, I mean the second is for B. So what is the logic over here? So string cat is the library function which we are trying to do on our own. So how to do that? First of all, get the length of the character array A and then store it into the variable length. So that's very important, because from there onwards whatever the space is available in the character array A, so from there you have to start doing that. And then I is equal to 0, it's a counter. We do not know how long the second, whether it is city or Bangalore as a capital, Bangalore capital, like that. So we do not know what is the length. That is why you need to do shifting the characters from B until the null character. That's what I mean. So B of I, as long as it is not equal to null character, keep doing this. What do I do? You start from where I left out. I mean, what is the last space? So last position. So at the end of the array is the length that can be possessed by length and plus I. So whatever the value I can initially it will be 0. That means, so at the end of the string A, it starts adding that, because I added a space, so it leaves a space and then start printing whatever that is available in array B, and then it bit by bit or character by character in that sense, and then it keeps updating. Keep moving towards right, next, like that. So it tries to copy all the characters until it reaches the null character, so in B, and then by the end of that loop, so it would have copied everything, and now we have to add a null character, because every string should be basically terminated by a null character. Okay, so then concatenate a string I am printing over here using a printf statement. So that is A. Okay, I hope this is really good, I think, because concatenation is very, very popular among programmers. Okay, so I have shown you how to make use of that. Okay, I will I think time is not left out much, it's only 5 minutes. What I do is I will show you a very simple program. Read 2 strings and then try to find out whether those strings are one and the same or not. So that means it is string comparison, so CMP. Okay, string compare. So compare A and B. But you have to be very careful about this, because string comparison will return a value. What is that return? If both the strings are one and the same, then it will return 0. Otherwise, anything other than 0, it can be any value. So that means if it is 0, that means it is okay. So that means they are one and the same. That is what we have to take a decision, because if we understand by basically we know that if it is 1, so then automatically we consider it as true. If it is 0, that means it is false. So don't interpret like that. Always you know that for example exit 0 in a system, always 0 means successful. So here also string length works in the same fashion. If string length returns 0, that means it is successful. That means both A and B are one and the same. 2 strings are one and the same. So how to do that? Okay, so what I do is I need to find out say n or x, whatever it is. X is the value. I don't want this. So strcmp. So it needs 2 variables or arrays, whatever it is. So string compare. I am comparing A with B. So if x gets 0, that means it is successful. So if I say if x is equal to 0, so then strings are same. That is what I have to print. Both the strings are same. So I don't want anything else. I don't want these variables. Else they are not same. They are different. Different. Think save this. So check out. I need to have just x. So you need not assign, but okay, for the, because x is equal to 0 by default it should be. Then save, then compile, Okay, no errors. For example, city. Second one is city. Both strings are same. So first one is city, and now say town. Both strings are different. Okay. So try to understand. So that means it returns a non-zero. If it is different, and if it is one and the same, then if both the strings are one and the same, it actually returns 0. So try to understand. Try to write a program logic of your own, so which can actually get the things done without using a library function. So I will give you hint. So that means input both the strings, and then starts reading. If one of the, how to compare character by character. If a of 0 is a of b of 0, both are one and the same, you have to check character by character. Then a of 1 is also should be equal to b of 1. So similarly, until the end of the string, it has to, for example, I may enter two different strings which are having two different lengths. Then what to do? If one of the string is is going to reach early, so then if it finds the null character, then immediately you have to terminate. That means you have to use OR logic. So as long as you start comparing, if a of I is not equal to b of I, then immediately you have to stop and say that the strings are different. And otherwise, so if you don't find anything, that means the strings are one and the same. But what is the logic? How long you have to do that? If one of the string is not getting terminated, so or if it is reaching the end of the null character, then automatically stop the loop and then get out and say based on whatever the value you have in x. So this is the way you have to do. So anyway, so there are other very simple functions probably which may be completed within I think 10 minutes in the next class. So I am going to take up how to convert the string into upper characters if it is in lower case, sorry, so and the upper case, or vice versa, and how to reverse a string, given string, and how to find a particular character, so in a particular string, or even you can find out how to find a particular substring so inside a string. So all such things are also possible. At the same time, we can also tell a string whether it's a palindrome or not, like that. So anyway, I think it is time up. It's goodbye from here for the day, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this video tutorial, the program. So I thank all the authorities for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Anyway, it's a goodbye from my side for the day. So see you in the next class. Thank you.